morning. I slept about 25 feet away from this body of water. Still have not seen any moose. I'm just sitting here having my morning coffee. There's a little dock that I spent much time reading my book, sitting on last night. And then right there is my tent. Started to break it down, but I moved on to making breakfast and coffee. So this was a pretty good spot. Good morning. Still in Maine. Mile 2050, something like that. That's an interesting. This area has been interesting because I'm passing a lot of people who are almost finished, within 150 miles. That's almost finished. So I like to quiz them and ask them, how does it feel to be almost finished? And if I may generalize, it's interesting that a lot of the younger people just want to finish. They can just see the finish line, that's it. They just want to get finished. But typically the older people will say, well, I want to get finished, but I also don't want to get finished. They can see that, not doing this anymore is a big change. Here comes a hiker down. Because I stayed pretty close to the trail tonight. Not too close. Morning. There's my tent still set up there. So I've been out here a while now, and got many things have become very routine. Getting up and making breakfast. I already had my 3-packet of oatmeal breakfast, and I'm still working on my coffee. I like finding firewood is pretty easy. I almost had to push this dead tree out of the way to make room for me to be able to make a fire. There's some other things I wanted to tell you, I forget. So I like to stealth camp, which means just find a spot to set up my tent. And in Maine, you're allowed to do that. Some of the states don't really want you to do that, but in Maine you can. Pennsylvania you can. So far, Pennsylvania and Maine are my favorite states for that reason, because that's how I like to do it. I'm really surprised how seldom I have phone service. I mean, we're on the East Coast here. There are some people, around, but man, I feel like 45% of the time to 65% of the time, I cannot use my phone. It's not a phone. It's just a shiny rectangle. And I thought I would have more service. So as I did buy another battery pack. So now I have 3 10,000 milliamp battery packs, because all of my frustration so far, I would say, is from dealing with my phone. From either my phone won't charge, because now I still can't plug it in and charge. I don't know what's going on with it. Or I don't have enough battery power to use my phone when I want to use my phone, or I just can't use my phone because there's no signal. And I'm also kind of surprised that, but I guess it's just the way it is, that people around here are like, oh no, you can't use your phone there, you can't use your phone there. If you want to call, then go to this spot right there, and then you can call. I mean, I thought that people would be able to use their phone. It's strange. The main thing I miss is being able to get the answer to any question immediately, because I have so much time out here to think about so many varied things that it leads me to wanting just a little bit more information, and I can't get it because my phone cannot connect to anything. So that's been a challenge for me, is not having access to the entire world through my phone at all times. So I'm about to head down the trail. Oh, I have a stretch, about 48 miles I have to go before anything, because I'm in Maine and there's a lot of nothing up here. I had about the same thing to get here, about 48 miles, and then I spent one night at a place to restock, and then after that I have about 75 miles that I have to go between anything. So I'll stock up a little bit more on the food there, but no big deal. Can do that. It's actually kind of nice to know, exactly how far you have to go. That makes things a little easier. Okay, see you down the trail. Here we are at another pond in Maine. That is definitely one of the best features of Maine, is how many ponds there are that the trail goes right by. The trail's about 8 feet from the water here. A comparison between the population density here and the population density where I live. So here in the state of Maine, there are 43 people per square mile. 43. And where I have lived my whole life, per square mile there are 1,553 people. So I guess that's why we have better cell phone service there. And also why I could drive to 4 movie theaters within 20 miles, and here you have to drive 40 miles to get to 1 movie theater. But they have a lot of nice ponds here. See you down the trail. Okay, so I came across the stream and I was thinking, oh, maybe I should cool off by putting my feet in the water. And then the more I looked, I realized that I was pretty much going to have to do that, because there's no way across this except to walk through the water. So I was right. It was very refreshing. It's a little cold, but cold is good on a hot day. So yeah, not every waterway has a way to cross it without just walking through it. See you down the trail.